The Boy Who Cried Wolf.
Today, our story takes place a long time ago, and out in a field just a little way outside of a small village. The field is where the shepherd boy takes care of his sheep. Here's our shepherd now.
Hey, how's it going?
Turns out that being a shepherd back in those days was not a fun job. There wasn't much to do except watch the sheep.
Totally boring.
Since he worked alone, he was always trying to come up with ways to keep himself entertained. Sometimes he would invent games to play.
It's a new game I call hide and seek. I go hide, and then after I count to 10, I go try and find where I've hidden. I always win. Come to think of it, I also always lose.
Sometimes he would try to invent toys to play with.
It's a stick that comes back when you throw it. Yeah, it's a work in progress.
Perhaps he could give writing a try.
Alright, let's see here. To be or not to be? Oh, that's good. That is the question. Nobody's gonna read this garbage.
Coming to the end of his bright ideas, the shepherd boy slumped down against a tree and sank into boredom.
Boy, am I bored. I wish I had some video games to play. Whatever those are. I really hope somebody invents some video games soon, because I'm gonna go crazy. I suppose you're not much for conversation, are you, Mr. Narrator?
No. Sorry. As the narrator, I'm contractually obligated to stay uninvolved.
Of course.
Being a boy with a clever mind, he soon came up with another idea.
Want to do something fun, like, what would be fun? Oh, I know.
Since he had come to the end of his good ideas, this time the shepherd boy came up with a bad idea.
I should play a prank on somebody. But who? There's no one around here to prank. Unless... What if I prank everybody in the village? Yes, that's it. But how to do it?
You see, the shepherd boy's job was to keep the sheep safe, not just to keep them from wandering off and getting lost, but also to protect them from any predators that might try to eat them. There were wolves that lived in the forest nearby, and the shepherd boy had been told that if he ever saw a wolf, he was to call for help as loud as he could, and the village people would come running out to help him. He had never seen a wolf come by before, so he had never had to call for help.
But today's the day. Heh, here goes. Wolf! Wolf! Oh no! There's a big bad scary wolf coming to eat my sheep! He's got big teeth and barbecue sauce!
Immediately, all the village people dropped what they were doing and ran out to help the shepherd boy fight off the wolf. But when they arrived, they realized there was no danger.
Oh man, you guys should have seen yourselves. You look ridiculous running all the way over here.
Utterly unimpressed, to say the least, the village people went back to their homes and their tasks at hand. An hour or so passed, then the shepherd boy had another bad idea.
Tricking the whole village was hilarious. They looked so funny. All running and out of breath. Wonder if they'd do it again. Ooh, I should find out.
So once again he called out,
Wolf! Wolf! Oh no, he's back! And this time he's got seasoning salt and sprigs of parsley!
Once again the townsfolk all dropped what they were doing and ran out to help the shepherd boy defend the precious sheep. Upon arriving, they once again saw that they had fallen for another prank, and that there was no danger.
Oh man, you guys are hilarious! Let's face it, you could probably use the exercise.
Unhappy at being fooled a second time, the village people all made their way back to their homes. The shepherd boy was very pleased with himself.
Oh man, I haven't had this much fun and excitement since, well, ever.
It was then that the shepherd boy was greeted by an unfamiliar voice.
Excuse me, hello?
He turned to see a great big mangy wolf making its way toward him and his sheep.
Hello?
Say, you haven't seen a little girl in a red hood with a basket come this way, have ya? I, have an appointment.
Nope, sorry, can't help ya.
Too bad, 'cause I sure am hungry.
The wolf looked around at all the sheep grazing in the field.
Oh, this may just be my lucky day anyway. I'm gonna huff, I'm gonna puff, and oops, wrong story.
You may as well keep huffing and puffing, Mr. Big Bad Wolf, 'cause you're not getting any of my sheep today. Not on my watch. Or sundial.
And just who is gonna stop me? You? All by yourself?
The shepherd boy called for help.
Help! Help! There really is a wolf this time.
He called for the village people, but they wouldn't listen.
Sounds like all the village people are having some sort of spelling bee. Oh man, no one's gonna come help me, and it's all my fault. Oh, I wish I hadn't pranked them before, or made fun of them. A couple of them could stand to lose a pound or two, though.
Out of my way, little man. It's time for dinner.
The wolf opened a large sack that he was carrying and began to stuff sheep inside of it.
Get in the bag.
As scripted coincidence would have it, at this very moment, a well-dressed, well-armed passerby passed by.
Hello there.
What?
Quickly assessing the situation, she stepped in. Drawing her sword and leaping onto a fence post, she called to the wolf.
I say, foul fiend, unhand those poor sheep and be on your way.
The wolf snarled and made a threatening gesture with his clawed paw.
Grrr.
Don't try it.
You underestimate my hunger.
It's over, wolf. I have the high ground.
The wolf may not have been the smartest creature around,
Hey,
but he knew he was beaten,
I am not.
and he made a hasty retreat back into the forest.
But, oh, fine. But only because the script says I have to.
The passerby sat down with the shepherd boy and discussed the error of his ways.
What you did was pretty bad.
Yeah, I know.
The shepherd boy was sorry and promised to apologize to all the townsfolk. And the passerby promised to drop by and visit the grazing field now and again, and to share with the shepherd an idea for a new game called chess. This brings us to the moral of our story, which is, never attack if your defender has the high ground.
Yeah, you could lose a limb that way.
The end.